Alright, so anyway, he has a video.
His video.
The Hangover trilogy and the feature adaptation of Starsky and Hutch, stated that his making the film was inspired by traditional comedy having been killed by quote-unquote woke culture and later pinned the negative reviews on the far left. So there's a certain irony in one of his film's most passionate defenders turning out to be left-wing activist and documentarian provocateur Michael Moore of all people.
Another person.
No, you see, if I am critical of one side of the political spectrum and somebody from that side defends my movie, that means that my argument's bad because it's literally all or fucking nothing in the mind of the SJWs and movie Bob. See, Michael Moore, he liked Joker, so that means that all of his criticism, it doesn't count. Pretty
sure there would be a shit ton of people from all over the spectrum who like Joker because Joker's not fucking. Well, we already know this. But the people who really hated it, there's a good chance we know where they line up, typically. And there's nothing wrong with hating a movie. It's fine. But I think that Todd was probably right, and that whether or not Michael Moore likes the movie doesn't really take away from his point. But all Bob said was that it's ironic for fucking Moore to be the one.
Guys, don't judge me for this. I don't know who Michael Moore is. Can you guys tell me who this person is so I have context?
No, you don't want to
No,
know.
it's not even
Documentarian is probably what he'd want to be known as.
About what? What did he make a documentary on?
Lots of different issues in general.
He's a lefty filmmaker.
I've not actually watched any of his documentaries, so. But
Okay.
he's in Team America.
So this point falls flat with me.
Yeah.
The only thing you need to know is that he's really fat.
Okay.
Really fat, and unfortunately from the same state as me.
He is Michael Moore. He should be Michael Less. But
nice, you did it, Rex.
Yeah, I fucking slid that. Yeah.
Slid that in like a side of bacon.
Slid the boom. Grease that pig up and slid it straight
after
down
a screening
the
of the film at the New York Film Festival to declare that he had witnessed a cinematic masterpiece.
Oh, how fucking painful must that be for Bob to have Michael Moore say that it's a masterpiece? Damn.
Can you just tell us about the movie though?
No, get the politics stuff done. This is Bob. This is probably just like the fucking. It's gonna be halfway through. He probably talks about the movie.
And that contrary to the supposed societal dangers posed by the film, the greater danger to society may be if you don't go to see this movie, because the story it tells and the issues it raises are so profound, so necessary, that if you look away from the genius of this work of art, you will miss the...
Holy shit, Michael Moore really did like this film.
Wow, Michael Moore really did like it, wow.
Yeah.
Gift of the mirror it is offering us. In a subsequent post, Moore would further...
Hey, there's the Team America Michael Moore.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know there was a puppet of Movie Bob.
He's so petty. It's like he did that shit on purpose.
Is it not hilarious that a fat guy is making a fat joke about somebody else who's not as fat as him?
If he was anti-Joker, I don't think Bob would have pulled this picture up, would he?
Fuck no.
But yeah, it's still pretty funny because we were just talking about the Team America one. But yeah, there he is.
Elaborate. Joker makes it clear we don't really want to get to the bottom of this, or to try to understand why innocent people turn into jokers after they can no longer keep it together. No one wants to ask why two smart boys skipped their 4th-hour AP French philosophy class at Columbine.
So the echo's a little loud, yeah.
It's echoing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move it away.
High to slaughter 12 students and a teacher. No one would dare ask why the son... Yeah, Mike, I'm gonna cut you off right there, cause, yeah, we actually do know why the two kids at Columbine...
Do tell us.
Oh, God.
Did it, because they made videos and wrote it down in journals beforehand.
The fucking
That gives you the whole picture, you dumb shit.
So...
That's it.
As evidenced by their writings, so I can't believe we're on this topic, holy shit, but alright. Yeah. This is a Movie Bob video. As evidenced by their writings, homemade videos, and other materials recovered after the 1999 Columbine Massacre, shooters Eric Harris and Dylan Kelbold were known racists with interest in white supremacy. and neo-Nazi ideology, who specifically targeted minority and... I thought Moore's point was, how did they get to that point? But... So, okay, yeah, just to clarify, right, so Michael Moore says we need to check out Joker and take it seriously as an example of how people become Jokers. And, he referenced the Columbine shooting as, like, how did they get to be who they were? And then Thingy's rebuttal is, they are white supremacist, racist neo-Nazis. And it's like, yeah, okay, like, assuming that's true, because I don't know anything about this, but wouldn't you want to know how that happened?
Yeah, right. There's meant, you know,
Like, you're not born a Nazi, right? I haven't checked.
Like, exactly.
But okay.
Apparently, both of the killers had were radically different individuals with vastly different motives and opposite mental conditions. Hot-headed, depressive, suicidal, blaming himself for their problems. One of the challenge. They had psychiatric problem. I mean, because I just Googled this here, and it's coming up with all sorts of other stuff. But okay, sure. Let me Control F Nazi. Doesn't show up. Let me Control F white. Doesn't come up. Well, maybe this is just a bad article. Who knows?
I mean, I don't know. Like, in the spirit of the argument here, I'm not even looking at the details. I figured that Moore's point was more so, how do these people get created in the first place? I don't know.
Yeah, it seems really weird that we're talking about this in a.
I gotta, yeah.
Joker
To anybody who's
video.
just joined the stream, this is a Joker review.
I know. It's like we haven't even talked about it.
Fucking talk
I
about
mean,
us
like-
going on tangents. At least I was involved.
I mean, like-
Scooby Doo.
I mean, the implication here that, like, well, this is what caused it. They were racist. Boom, done. Like, okay, so anyone, like, taking out mental illness, like, anyone could kill someone just because they have, like, radical, like, views. Like, not everyone who has radical views, like Nazism, whatever, is going to go out and kill. Sometimes they're just assholes. Sometimes they just have poison. They're just a toxic person, a toxic,
Sometimes people
non-violent
are just
person.
psychopaths, you know?
Right. But like, it's like, oh, you're a Nazi, like, cause of everything. See, like, fuck. Like, you gotta think about this shit, because like, you also have to think about people who read the Quran and like and follow it to the letter and don't, and it, you know, it's like they're who are really like repressive of the people around them because of what they believe. Like, but they're not violent, and they don't go out and do crazy shit. They're just kind of assholes.
Yeah, you got a whole
So,
fucking
like-
spectrum of this shit. And
I mean,
Right, it's
you guys remember back in 2017?
no.
You guys know
The
Steve
year that The Last Jedi came out.
No.
yeah, you guys remember Steve
Forever
Scalise?
shall it be known.
He and 4 other people were shot. Steve Scalise is a U.S. Republican congressman. He was shot by a really big Bernie supporter. Right now, that shit right there. Oh man, I bet a lot of you don't remember that happened. But remember that did happen. But if it just whenever it seems like one of the sides do it, it's always downplayed. Hush, hush. Don't talk about it. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. But man, we got to dig up every little thing we can get on the other side. It's just some of this. But I don't forget these. Forget these. Problem is, this is weird to bring up in a fucking Joker video.
Yeah, and you might be like, what do you mean? He had to because Michael Moore did. It's like, you
Well, no,
brought
this
up
is-
Michael Moore.
this
Like,
movie
why?
Bob. Movie Bob is like super political, and everything is through the lens of social justice and class warfare and eugenics and shit like that. So Movie Bob's got to
Why
find a
doesn't
way
he
to
like this movie.
he's got to find a way to put his ideology into all this stuff that he does, even if it's a movie review. Got to find
But
a
you
way.
can use everything in that description you just gave of this dude as to why Joker is a good film.
I mean,
Yeah, but he's got to
No,
pander.
no.
He's got a following to pander to. That's what.
I got to show everyone that Nazis are bad. It's like, yeah, we know.
But
Can you
there
talk
are
about
no
me?
Nazis. I mean, he could very easily push the narrative white man bad with oh my god, Thomas Wayne. And look what the rich white man did to the poor guy that had mental illness, and look what it did, and look how it just destroys society. We need to, destroy the patriarchy and all the white men. He could totally use that narrative as being a positive for this, but he doesn't.
Yeah, but the Joker wasn't black, though. He wasn't female, so it doesn't count.
Genuinely, if the Joker was
of...
black, the discourse would be completely different.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. It would be insane. You can't just flip a race like that and have it mean the same thing. It should, right? But it not anymore. Everything's got to be, dare I say it, colored in something that's it's deep and symbolic, or things can't just be what they are, right?
So is he offended that the black woman?
Well, in the first video that we covered from Movie Bob, he was talking about the Joker. He said that basically all of the white male problems that Arthur has in the film are the result of a woman, right? It's like the film was essentially saying that the cause of all your problems it's all because of a woman, right? It's just these wild takes, like how TYT said that Joker has a problem with black women, right? They just these insane, huge galaxy brain level takes that you wouldn't have even thought of. They wouldn't have entered into your mind at all. But they just pull them out. And I think one of the reasons why a lot of, especially left-leaning people, seem to not like the Joker, right, is because the Joker skirts really close to that line, talking about the rich are evil and normal people are oppressed, and it just pushes that. And there's nothing bad about the other side, right? Joker teaches us that misunderstandings come from both sides, and that even if you're on the bottom, if you're on the top, no matter which side of the economic ladder you're on, not ladder, which scale you're on, things you can take things too far and you can do bad stuff, and just not everything is excused because of that kind of situation. But the movie very easily could have been changed to where it clearly portrayed one side as being the bad guys and the other side is obviously being totally the victims. And I think that they're kind of resentful of the fact that it didn't do that. That Joker could have been a very, very popular film that portrayed the kind of thing that they wanted to see, but it didn't.
And so you end up with reviews where they talk about Michael Moore.
Hooray.
All right. But I mean, it's Bob's take that there's nothing to say about this film, so I guess this is tying into that idea that he's just like, I'm just talking about what I can because this film's a nothing bigger. But I guess
he's cherry picking information to make his point, which doesn't make sense.
I mean, he hyper targeted. Like I said, this is just inappropriate, but fine. This is what he wants to talk about. I guess what happens next.
In the irony of him, and the irony of the second paragraph here, subsequently also ignored by Michael Moore's film Bowling for Columbine, which instead redirected focus to the political and economic issues that are the focus of most of Moore's other films. Jeez, no self-awareness there, Bob.
Oh, I know who this person is now.
Mm-hmm.
The Bowling for Something movies, yeah. I never watched them, but I know the cover.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Chris.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to continue.
But anyway, the fact that I was overwhelmingly certain that Joker was not, in fact, about the things Michael Moore was ascribing to it in any meaningful way, though...
Oh, so Mr. Subjective just said someone else's meaning they drew out of it isn't actually there.
Strong.
I like... This is part I get really fascinated, right? Because we lay out this sort of framework... And they'll come at us with like, nah, it's fucking nonsense. It's all subjective. You cannot deny someone else's experience. In the same fucking breath, you have people like Movie Bob being like, the film isn't remotely about what he thinks it's about. It's like, oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, simple as that, man.
It really bothers me because it's so fucking hypocritical. But all right, because he said it in any meaningful way as well. Like, I'm sorry, you can just define the amount of meaning is in a thing now.